And this next one here says commit to it. Most times, tasks that you've committed to doing for someone else are tasks that you postpone less, especially if you know that your work will have an impact on someone else's. As soon as you can, set up situations that force you to be accountable. Tell your team that you're working on something new for the next week, or tell your friends about a personal goal that you plan to achieve. This type of contract with yourself can help immensely. Okay, so commitment to any work is very, very key, is very, very important. And honestly, the simple way you can just commit is actually to first love what you do. Because if you do not love what you do, there's no way you'll be committed to that work, no matter the motivation that comes with it. If you do not like what you do, if you're not cool about what you do, so you need to love what you do. And then also, like the write-up says, learn to be accountable. If you need to tell a friend, okay, so these are the things I plan on doing, these are the things, the friend might actually even push you, knowing fully well that you've told somebody about the things you plan on achieving, right? You might be wondering that, okay, so what if I don't achieve it and my friend asks me the following day, so after the work you've done? Or you even, pair yourself into groups. Okay, so how about we do this together? The story Bolade shared, that one is a different case. they are procrastinators. Don't choose a team that, there's a procrastinator in your midst, because the person might just rub off on your
project,
productivity and everything.
Everything.
But basically, telling a friend or picking yourself in twos, how about we complete this task together, most especially when you see that this person is actually a dedicated person. You would see that at times. So I just believe that when it comes to work, the people you work with really, it matters a lot.
Yes.
Because if you think you're working with someone that does not really take the work seriously, trust me, it is either one, you try to change the person, and if you see that all your effort to change the person prove abortive, you might just, at the same time, just start to behave or act like the person, and at the end of the day, both of you will not achieve anything. So telling someone about your project or things that you're about to achieve might just boost your morale to want to do it better. And also, just because you want to be committed does not mean you should not take time to relax. Life is about balance. Even when you're trying to put in all of your efforts, all of your time into the task, also when you see that it's becoming overwhelming, take a pause, take a break. You cannot do it all at the same time, which is why we say it's important that, you break your tasks down. So at the end of the day, you don't break down, So you want to keep it short, you want to keep it simple, you want to keep it precise, you want to make sure that, even when you're doing it, you are happy, you're excited. It's not something that you start doing and then you're frowning all the way, and at the end of the day, the result is bad.
Bad habits are very easy to pick up. And, yesterday we're talking about old habits and how you can drop them and all of that. And then I realized that sometimes when you want to do something and you have people around you, it's easy. But it's only easy when you have like minds.
Yeah,
if you're a go-getter and you have go-getters in your team, you'd realize that work is fast, everybody's moving forward. But if you have a lot of procrastinators in your team, you will probably not amount to a lot, because they would always draw you back. There's a person that is like a desical, there's a person that is nonchalant, there's a person that is always procrastinating. You would not do nothing. And if it is if it's your task, if it's something that you want to do alone, you have to do yourself a favor and commit to it. That's the best way. I mean, everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to blow, but you've not taken the first step. You have to commit to it. I'm moving to the next tip that we have, says, think about the reward. Thinking about the reward is very important, because you have to allow yourself to feel pleased with any progress made on your to-do list. Your brain will take in the connection between achieving your tasks and the sense of satisfaction derived from it. This will push you to continue down such path. In most cases, people don't put off tasks because they are overwhelmed, but because they have the wrong priorities. In the moment, they feel in the moments they feel that way, they choose to do something else, something easier. If you start to tackle your to-do list by putting the above tips in place, knowing that you get a sense of fulfillment from the process, you'd have more fun doing it too. If you want to do a job for somebody and you remember the amount that you are going to get after you're done with this job, imagine if you have a task and you know that you're going to get about multiple millions in this particular job, you will do it. Well, that depends on the person, but I mean, a very serious-minded person will do it.
So I can remember one conversation Wuraola and Ade they were having, and I think Wura asked Ade if the money you get at work can be a means to actually motivate you to want to work.
Of course.
And Ade said no.
No.
And I was like, no. The fact that, so it was coming from the angle of that should not only be your motivation. Of course.
Money
you should be able to fall in love with that work, and all of that. But let's be more realistic. In this part of the world that we live in, a lot of us, half of the things we do, well, I'm not speaking for myself because I love what I do, but to other people out there, half of the things they do is because of the money involved.
Kemi, remuneration is major.
I'm telling you.
How do you want to come to work? You don't have any money. How do you even want to get to work? You don't have money. You've not eating. You're not living fine. Yes. Passion is amazing. Passion is, in fact, a lot of us are doing what we're doing because we're passionate about it. Not even because of the job. Because, I mean, if you pay attention to a lot of things that are happening in that job, you'll be frustrated. That's the truth. If you pay attention to the amount, if you pay attention to the people, if you pay attention to the situation, the workload, you will be frustrated. But because of the passion that you have for it and the fact that you just want to see things grow, and the fact that you are just, the entrepreneur in you just wants to make sure that, either it's your business or somebody else's business, it is moving forward, you do it. So, yes, money sometimes is not the major, factor for you doing a certain job, but
it's an important factor.
It is an important factor.
In fact,
it's an encouragement.
To an extent, because they always say, see, labor needs motivation.
Yes.
To an extent,
totally agree with you.
Say, okay, yes, you're doing what you love and all of that, and there's no form of remuneration like you talked about, it will get tiring, honestly. I don't know, you seem like the work is too much. What about I even procrastinated? After all, I'm not getting anything from it. But basically, what we're saying this morning is when you think about the reward, whether it's the fact that, I want to see this business move forward, my reward is looking at the business thrive, or the money you're about getting, or you personally, your own personal development, if that is your reward. When you look at all of these things, it will fuel your passion to want to do better, to stay committed to the task, and also to not procrastinate. But moving on to the next tip that we have for you this morning, it says, let your distractions fuel you. Just like the previous tip, your distractions can serve as a reward for you after you get each task done. These distractions include television shows, conversations with friends, or even snacking. Looking at these things that come up as tempting distractions and use them as a reward instead. Just tell yourself that whatever it is that you'd rather be doing can be your reward for a job well done once you complete part of your work. So, I'd like to break this distraction into two places. Now, there are distractions and there are distractions. For me, when I'm doing, it depends on the task anyways, for me not to lose motivation, or most especially when it seems like the task is hard, I tend to listen to music while I'm doing whatever it is that I am doing. It boosts my morale to even want to continue, to not feel sleepy at the task, or, to just push ahead.
Okay.
Also, there are some distractions that you should completely avoid. I mean, part of the distractions I feel like can fuel your, your motivation to want to do that task is talking to friends. At times the things you learn from friends, what they say might just, inspire you or jog something in your memory that might actually trigger something, So those are good distractions. Now, talking about the bad distractions, things that will make you feel sleepy, like always eating when you feel overwhelmed, instead of, taking a break, instead of resting, instead of, you stress eat. You say, well, I'm even tired, let me even, and then you just, go and overeat. I don't want to say overeat your life away, but, you overeat, and at the end of the day, you just completely abandon the task because you're now too tired than you were before, Another distraction is, at times, watching movie, you can get carried away, honestly. Most especially if it is a movie that is very interesting. You might just be saying, okay, you know what, I want to take a short break. Let me take a short break. Let me see this movie, and then when I'm done, I'll go back. But when you start the movie, it seems interesting. It seems, I must finish this movie. It's very interesting. And then you finish, maybe the movie is for like 2 hours, and then you finish the movie. And then instead of you going back, they said, up next, coming next is so. You stay for the next one.
It happens to the best of us.
I'm
really.
telling you. And then before you know it, the task that you're supposed to get done,
shift it aside.
You move it. That's okay. So there's still time. At least I can do it tomorrow. Then tomorrow, you don't know what tomorrow holds. Something can happen. What if your boss needs you to do something else, or I don't know, you fall sick or something. God forbid, you will not fall sick. Anything can happen, basically, and then you might not be able to get that task done. So when it is time for you to do something, they say there's time for everything. So when you feel like it's the right time, please do. And also, good distractions are very, very important. Find that distraction that would help you, that will fuel your passion, that will fuel that morale, boost you, yes.
Yeah. All right. Now, it is so important that you do all of these things that you have listed out. But one more important thing that we want to add to the ways that you can actually help yourself in not procrastinating is taking a break in between. I mean, there are times whereby your task can be overwhelming, but if you take breaks in between, it might be a little bit easy. So take short pauses to free your mind and stimulate intellectual activity. You feel more efficient and you procrastinate less. That is just it, really. And it is very helpful. After you have a to-do list, when you know that, okay, so in this to-do list, I'm meant to commit to this, this, and this, you'd realize that you're able to do your tasks easier, you will procrastinate less, and work is going to be fantastic for you. And that's all we have on procrastination today on Tea or Coffee.